I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Fallout 4 has tons of different armour for the player to protect themselves with, from basic pieces of scrap to advanced combat armour and even the iconic suits of power armour that turn the average Joe into a living tank. There is so much to wear, but what if you felt like it was time to return to nature? What if you decided to forsake armour and just head out in your undies as God intended? Well, that's what I'm doing today. Welcome to another Fallout challenge run. This time we'll be taking on the Wasteland without using any apparel. Let's establish the rules. I am not allowed to equip any apparel at any time. Once I get the Pip-Boy from Vault 111, I am to disrobe and I must remain like this for the entire game. Until I have stripped, I cannot attack anything. I cannot use power armor either. Whilst it might be a separate mechanic, it does still cover my body, so it's out of the question. I may not recruit a companion at any time. However, NPCs who join as part of quests are allowed, though I am encouraged to do as much of the work in combat as possible. The run will be over upon the completion of either the Nuclear Family or Nuclear Option quest. So this one will be interesting. Can I beat Fallout 4 in me undies? Let's find out. Also, unlike last time, I'll be playing on my Xbox account rather than my PS account, simply because my PS5 encountered some errors whilst trying to edit some clips down to size for another video, and I cannot be bothered to deal with that. Also, I will have a few mods installed. One's an unofficial patch that just improves the game's performance, because God knows Bethesda wasn't going to fix this mess, and the other two are a collection of hairstyles and eyes for character customization. Look, I'll be in the nude the entire game. I need to look cool somehow. Right. Now we can proceed. So we know how Fallout 4 starts at this point. We create our character in the bathroom. You'll see I also customised the husband slightly, and now I'm stuck trying to figure out which hairstyle I want. Curses, I should have known this would happen. I so easily get caught in character customisations I can spend the majority of my time playing the game just building the character. Why are you watching me? We then bum around the house for a bit before the Vault Tech representative shows up and we get to choose our stats and name. This time I chose to call myself Stocking, then put most of my points into Endurance because I was gonna bloody well need it, and then divided the rest of the points between Charisma, Intelligence and Agility. We all know what happens next. War starts, hoof it to Vault, bombs fall, Vault suit on, into cryopod, get frozen, wake up to witness murder/kidnapping, fall asleep again, frozen again, and then finally we're free. Like my Switchblade run, I can't attack anything just yet. I need to get to the Pip-Boy at the very end of the vault without getting myself killed by radroaches and without killing any of the radroaches. Of course, this time, once I get the Pip-Boy and strip, I can go and squish some bugs. Until that point though, I'm going to have to employ the old trick of shutting the giant doors on the roaches so they can't get to me. They don't do too much damage, but I'd rather not bleed too much health just yet. Once I get to the Overseer's office, I take the stim packs lying on the desk, open the evacuation tunnel, take the 10mm pistol, of course I can't use it yet, then proceed to quickly loot the area for anything useful. I try sprinting past the radroaches to get to the door before they can get to me. It doesn't really work, so I have to spend the next few minutes playing another game of stay on that side of the fucking door, you little bastard. So thankfully the game didn't last quite as long as it did last time. Still annoying though, I think they knew I was going to strip the moment I was out of their sight and they really wanted to watch, but Radroach Senpai, I just can't strip in front of you, I'm sorry, I'm shy. Once they're on the other side of the door, I can finally pick up the Pip-Boy, after I wait for them to de-aggro, of course, because you can't pick up the Pip-Boy while you're technically in combat. Finally they calm the fuck down and I can pick up the Pip-Boy. You know, I read somewhere that the original Pip-Boys in the original Fallout were supposed to be like crafted to your skin. Is that true? That sounds like it'd be really awkward to have to deal with. But with the Pip-Boy on, I can finally let my tits out. Now in the nude, I can finally go back and kill the radroaches. Only now I discovered that they despawn once you pick up the Pip-Boy. Well, that's rude. Well, I suppose we should get the hell out of here then. Once outside, I can loot the area. I even pick up the Switchblade for old time's sake. I make it to Sanctuary and quickly head to my house to pick up the books inside. I put the additional point you get from the Your Special book onto Perception because my Perception is currently at 1 and, well, VATS doesn't like your Perception being quite that low. I then proceed to ransack the entire area because I was going to need the parts for weapon upgrades. Of course, I encounter the usual bloatflies and take them out with a few well-placed shots. Not those shots. But you see what I mean about VATS hating your perception being too low. I couldn't have been more than a few feet away from those flies and I still managed to miss. My terrible aim is probably going to be a reoccurring theme. I mean, that was a little better. After I'm finished looting and I batter a radroach to death, I'm on my way. I make my way to the Red Rocket truck stop. Once again, I'll be using that as something of a base of operations, though I do want to try and return to it less and less because that was just tedious last time. Obviously I greet the dog because I'm not a monster, and then I dismiss him immediately because again I can't have companions. I then spend a little bit of time clearing up the Red Rocket. I even scrap the armour stations because I'm dedicated to this. Whilst rearranging, the mole rats invade, the cheeky bastards, so I have to deal with them. With them dead, it's back to decorating and onto some weapon modding. As you can expect, I'm going to be taking full advantage of the fact that I can use as many weapons as I want this time around, though I do take a moment to name the switchblade I found after my former comrade. Also, it feels like a good time to bring it up since it's switchblade related. The Far Harbour run I was going to do with Stabberfer on the PS5, that was the video I was trying to make. All the footage on my PS5 though is too big for any of my USB drives, so I've either got to get a new one, or I've got to start again and record smaller clips, so yay. The PS5 won't even let me cut the clips down to size anymore, it just keeps showing up an error message. I can't figure out what's going on. Anyway, with the weapon mods done, I do a little bit of cooking, then decide to head to that cabin from last time, the one that has the Wasteland survival guide issue in it that increases your melee damage resistance. Also, I don't go to Vault 111 first to travel from there, I go from the Red Rocket truck stop because I've realised it's actually quite close to the Red Rocket truck stop, and I just wasted time last time because I'm so clever. I decide to conserve my ammo and take out the bloatflies there with a melee attack, mostly because my VATS chances are still at like 48% when I'm only a few feet away, and I've learned in Fallout 4 if it's not 95%, you're basically not gonna hit. I was also feeling kind of nostalgic for the switchblade. Anyway, with the flies dead, I can go inside and pick up my magazine, then whilst I'm roasting their flesh, I hit level 2. I immediately invest in the first rank of the toughness perk because without armour I was definitely going to need the boost. I then decide to head to the nearby wicked shipping place to loot it for everything that was useful because from what I remember there's plenty of tools in there that you could use to upgrade your weapons as well as some pre-war money that you can sell for some lovely caps. It was also where I had my first encounter with feral ghouls. Look, I'm not an elegant combatant by any stretch of the imagination. Whilst I'm here, I do find another issue of Grognak, which would have been bloody useful in the previous run. I really wish I remembered this place existed. There are a lot of locations in Fallout 4 that I just forget exist. I usually spend my time hanging around Starlight Drive-In or Spectacle Island making impressive settlements. I'll show you one of the settlements I made, actually, at the end of this video. I'll put a clip in that I made that sort of has me touring the settlement. I think you'll like it. It's cool. I have got to get better at shooting. Yeah, that was better. Gary. Once I'm done looting the area, I decide to head towards the Sunshine Tidings co-op to get the other Wasteland survival guide that I really want, the one that gives you the double meat drop from animals. On my way, I tried to shoot some raiders, only to find out they were settlers. There were raiders there though, so, like, I still killed some bad people. I just also killed some random innocent fuck. I forgot I was role-playing as an American police officer.
Bingo.
Once I've got my magazine, I head back to the Red Rocket truck stop to quickly store anything I don't need to carry with me and to see if there are any other weapon upgrades I can do. I also made a stim pack while I was here. That looks better. I can now finally make my way to Concord. I encounter those blood bugs that are feasting on the Brahmin and decide to have a go at them, though one of them does manage to get away. On my way into Concord, I decide to stop and search a house, and I notice something. These people didn't have a bathroom, and this is like a very common house you'll see in the Commonwealth. Are people just not pooping? Crap, I didn't want to pick that up. Like with last time I played, I'm not going to help the Minutemen per se, I am just going to kill the raiders for their loot and so I can get some XP. I thought it would be interesting to see how I fare against enemies with guns, because up until this point I'd obviously encountered entirely melee-focused enemies. Well, not entirely. The bloatflies did shoot, but they didn't shoot bullets. They shoot babies. Seriously, read up on it, the bloatflies shoot their own lava, it's My little assault on Concord goes quite well. I kill a lot of raiders, I don't take too much damage, and I get my hands on the laser musket, which might be a particularly shit weapon, but it'll serve as an early game sniper rifle. I also hit level 3 and take the first rank of Scrapper. Boom. Headshot. Just as I head outside, things were going quite well inside the museum. I decide to stop and loot the fusion core just in case later I get my hands on a Gatling laser. I then finish killing the rest of the raiders. Once all the hostiles are dead, I do quickly head inside the room that Preston and his mates are hiding inside, but it's just because I want to steal the perception bobblehead before I bugger off. I head down the road and meet the lovely trash can Carla and do a little bit of trading with her, hoping to get my hands on some stim packs and some medics. Obviously such things are quite expensive, I'm going to need to invest in a cap collector perk I think. A little bit further down the road we encounter the diner where Trudy and Wolfgang are having a little argument, and I decide that I want to try to help out.
Whoa, easy there, Scammer. This doesn't involve you.
You stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna involve me.
That's it.
Oh, bollocks. I decide to reload the save and try again, because if I don't and I have to kill Wolfgang, you know all I'm gonna hear is,
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Scammer. This doesn't involve you.
You stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna involve me.
That's it.
God fucking shit-ass damn it.
We had a deal, Trudy. Hand over the goods. You owe us.
I ain't giving you poison shilling chem pushers anything. Do you know
Whoa,
what that junk has done
easy
to my
there,
boy?
Scammer. This doesn't involve you.
You stop waving that gun in my face.
That's it.
Eat a buffet of dicks! Also, I know you can just use the offer help option, I just really want the little bit of XP you get from convincing him.
We had a deal, Trudy. Hand over the goods. You owe us.
I ain't giving you poison shilling chem pushers anything.
Whoa.
You know what, fuck it, the little bit of XP ain't worth it.
This doesn't involve you.
Looks like you got some trouble. I could help.
Just like with last time I did this, I wasn't able to convince Trudy to end things peacefully, and I refused to join her attack on Wolfgang. This time, I decide we'll just attack her instead.
Then I guess I gotta do what I gotta do. I'll kill all you chem pushers.
Yeah, I feel a bit bad, but the alternative was,
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Wolfgang pays me for the efforts and I hit level 4. After some internal debate, I pick the first rank of Gunslinger, then I thank Wolfgang and make my way into Lexington. I don't actually thank him, I just say thank you to the TV screen, like an adult. If you remember from my last challenge run, you'll know I was a bit nervous to enter Lexington simply because of the dude with a fat man who could kill you in one hit. Luckily, this time I have guns, I could snipe the bastard if I have to. Okay, so this is probably going to take a while. Where did you come from? And why did I waste 2 microfusion cells on that prick? Won't be making that mistake again. Come here, you rotting zombie maggot farm. I forgot how tedious this could be. Eventually I'm able to line up a VAT shot and I try to use a critical hit against him, but it somehow misses. The critical hit that's guaranteed to always hit your enemy, it missed. Eventually I was able to line up enough regular shots to do damage and finally kill the bugger. That's what you get for messing with Captain Underpants. Then, after even more hiding, I'm finally able to kill his friend. I don't want to get close just in case his buddy had picked up the fat man and he still had ammo for it. They will fire it at their own feet, they are just that stupid. After they're all dead, the feral ghouls in town simply can't hold it back anymore and they just have to come and try and get a slice of my booty. And yes, I did accidentally set myself on fire, because I'm no smarter than the AI. Luckily, apparently my underwear are fireproof, so like it didn't kill me, and the ghouls are dead, so you can't deny the effectiveness of this strategy. Obviously I head upstairs to loot the fat man because it will be useful later. There are a couple of feral ghouls waiting for me, but it's nothing a quick shotgun shell won't fix. Or multiple. My efforts paid off and I was able to successfully loot the fat man. I plan to take it into the glowing sea with me later and use it as sort of a last resort weapon in case deathclaws happen. Not in case deathclaws happen, for when deathclaws happen. There's nothing quite like a nuclear catapult for killing giant dinosaurs. With Lexington now mostly free of hostiles, I stopped to cook up some meat before heading out. As I make my way to College Square and pick up the Brotherhood of Steel quest, I encounter the scavengers, only this time they're shooting at robots, not raiders. Now, you could probably figure out that it's not a good idea to try and take on scavengers and a Protectron and a Mr. Gutsy whilst wearing nothing but me underwear, but I'm not you. I'm someone operating with the collective intelligence of every Bethesda AI ever created, and that includes the backwards flying Skyrim dragons. But for absolutely no reason, I was full of confidence and thought, you know what, I can do this, it won't be so bad. I was wrong. If I had just taken cover rather than running away and then I healed up, I probably would have been alright, but as you can tell, I'm not exactly the pinnacle of grace under fire. Luckily I'd quick saved after I'd killed the scavengers so I could have another go. Yeah, when it came to the Mr. Gutsy, I kind of wussed out and just went on my way. I didn't like my chances. Besides, I was going to need to save all my stim packs for the ungodly amount of ferals I was going to encounter in College Square. The square was actually not as bad as I thought it would be, but mostly because I didn't have to run up to guys and hit them in the face with anything, so the ghouls didn't irradiate me anywhere near as much as they usually would. Dispatching the ghouls with a 10mm was quite easy. I was starting to debate whether or not I should raise the difficulty, but then I remembered the robots from a minute ago and the simps from last time that vaporised me even when I was wearing a fairly decent set of armour for the early game. So I decided to leave it where it was, for now. The ghoul killing managed to get me to level 5, and I take the first rank of Life Giver. Like last time, I'm gonna do the Brotherhood of Steel quest here for the XP, and also so that I can get my hands on Righteous Authority, because now that I can actually use it, I intend to use it. So, obviously I move in and help the Brotherhood of Steel people fight off the feral ghouls. I also just kind of enjoy the humour of the situation. They're highly trained soldiers, one of them has a giant suit of power armor on, and yet I, a random naked bitch they found in the Wasteland, is somehow gonna be the thing that turns the tide. With the ghouls dead, he thanks me, checks me out, and then asks if I want to join him on a mission. I tell him my eyes are up here, but accept, and that's where we're gonna end this for today. I hope you've enjoyed the first part of the underwear where, fuck it, it's funny, it's not. I'm gonna aim for 3 parts again, like we did with the Switchblade run. Of course, I'm still playing it at time of recording, so I don't exactly know how long it's gonna take me to finish and how many parts there'll be. Hopefully at least 3. I like the 3-part thing. Anyhow, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, what am I gonna ask you to type this time? I don't know. Damn it, I didn't think this far ahead. Shit. Oh, I know. Super Mutant Strippers. Type Super Mutant Strippers into the comments to show me you got this far. And now enjoy this little tour of my Spectacle Island settlement thing that I made on one of my other accounts. You'll notice that Spectacle is misspelled. It's because I did a typo whilst making one of the signs and just kind of liked it. So yeah, enjoy this little tour of Spectacle Island whilst the video ends. Bye.
To forget about how much I care for you. It's all over, but the dreaming, poor little dreams that keep trying to come true. It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you. It's all over, but the crying, and nobody's crying but me. Friends all over know I'm trying to forget about how much I care for you. It's all over, but the dreaming, poor little dreams that keep trying to come true. It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get